everyone, and welcome to the Trending in My Life podcast. And this week we're talking about escape. It's August, that means it's vacation season. Come with me and escape your everyday life, the boring 9 to 5. Let's hop aboard the express to feeling footloose and fancy free. Will you be escaping to paradise, some exotic long haul destination where the sand is white and the sea is turquoise, crystal clear and warm to swim in? Will you be packing up a tent off into the countryside to pitch it near a farm where you wake up to the sound of cows and collect freshly laid eggs to cook on a campfire? Perhaps you have friends in different cities or countries and you're heading off to visit them and share their lives through a week or two. Maybe getting in your car and going on a road trip across a country, just seeing sights and stopping at motels along the way. Plane, train, boat, bus line, car, even on foot. However you're getting there, it's all part of the adventure. When it comes to booking your vacation, first of all you have to choose where to go, when to go, how to go. You might be one of those people that decide to book in January. It's kind of Christmas is over and there's a lull where nothing happens and people tend to be a little bit down because the weather's not so good. And they'll decide that January is when they should book their vacation for later in the year. And they'll do all their research and they'll book it all up, and then from then on they can have months and months looking forward to and knowing that their vacation is ready for them to take. I tend to book mine in March or April and then go away in May or June, choose the place and how to get there and then have it booked, so that I've got sort of 2 months anticipation of going away. I tend to do it like that because by the time we're 2 months before, I know whether I can get the time off work. I know roughly that the weather will be a certain temperature. I don't like it too hot. And at the same time, I don't want to go away and it be cold and rainy either. So it all depends on your priorities. Some people prefer to book just 2 weeks or 1 week before they go somewhere. They'll be hunting for the bargains, those last minute bookings where they can save lots of money and still go somewhere nice. It's often that they don't have a definite location in mind, just perhaps a country rather than a city, and then they can go with the flow and find the best bargains. They're like, get the last seat on the plane or the last room in the hotel. Also, if you're going camping and you're not towing a caravan or booked into a caravan, if you've just got your tent with you, sometimes you can do that more last minute. You still need to book a pitch for your tent, but often it's a farmer's field and there's lots of room, so you can get a place, and if they don't have any, there's a field next door belonging to a different farmer, so that you're less constricted to when you need to book it and more spontaneous. When you're checking prices online, the other thing is nowadays you can look at flights within the same month with all different airlines, and you can see when it's the dearest day of the week to fly and when it's the cheapest day of the week to fly. So you can move your vacation just maybe 1 day earlier or 2 days later and get the best value for your money. Often if you fly midweek to midweek instead of being away Monday to Friday, it's actually cheaper to do that because the middle of the weeks tend to be the cheaper flights. Friday, Saturday, those are going to be the most expensive flights because everybody wants to do that. It's time to get out the luggage and check if it's okay. No broken wheels or broken handle. Will it do for this year? Yes or no? Look in your wardrobe or drawers to see what clothes to pack. It might be easy if it's an activity holiday like skiing, where you know the main part of your day will be in ski clothing to keep you warm and goggles for the sun glare. But still, you have to decide on clothes for the evening, meals or partying afterwards. Some beach destinations are hot throughout your waking hours, but many can cool down in the evening, where you might want an extra layer to put on top of a t-shirt or a dress. Quite often you need things for daytime and for evening, and it's deciding how much you want to pack. Some people like to take lots of things for every eventuality, and some people like to travel light. Part of the process might be that you like to go shopping for clothes for your vacation. It may be that you like new swimwear to take with you, that your sun hat is a bit battered and you want a new one, or that you want new sandals to take with you. And then other people prefer to travel light and buy these things when they get there, and then when they bring them home, every time they put on a certain t-shirt, they think of their vacation because they bought it there. Once you get to your destination, you have to navigate to where you're staying. And I always feel it's only when I've checked in and found my room that I can breathe out that huge sigh, and it's like, okay, let the fun begin. No matter what kind of vacation you take, there's always a settling in time where you unpack, get used to your new surroundings. How do you find your way from your room to the restaurant for dinner? Will it be the same location for breakfast? There are so many questions when you first arrive. The first morning that you wake up when you're on vacation, you're in a different bed, or you might even be in a sleeping bag in a tent. But the point is, there are all different sounds when you wake up. And at first it's a bit confusing, and then your brain suddenly says, ah yes, I'm on vacation. And you smile and you stretch slowly, and you can get up and draw back the curtains or poke your head outside your tent, and there's a whole new day and a whole new world to explore out there. You're in a different place and the excitement is about to happen. Part of settling in is the exploring phase. What's there if you go outside and turn right? What's there if you go outside and turn left? The nearest supermarket to buy food, or the local transport stops with times and when you can get into a city or to a beach. There might be tour guides offering to take you on a walking tour of the old town, or a taxi cab ride around sightseeing hotspots. It's all part of the settling in process, getting to know the local area. You might like holidays that are challenging and experience a little bit of danger because you feel that's exhilarating, and it might be whitewater rafting where you're gripping on and hoping you won't fall out. It might be that you decide to go on a zip line because to you that is the most exciting thing you've done in years, and you walk up the steps and your heart is pounding, and you get to the top and they clip you on and whiz down the line to the other end, and you feel incredible, and you can say to yourself, I did it, I did it. You might want to go up in a hot air balloon and just drift along and see everything down, way down there. You're up in the clouds and it's a whole other experience. You might be in a team of mountaineers going higher than you've ever done before. It's a huge challenge and took lots of planning, and the people you're with you trust implicitly. And when you get to that peak, however far up it is, you will feel like you've really conquered the world, and that memory will stay with you forever. You might go on excursions when you're on vacation, board a coach and go on a tour somewhere nearby or somewhere a few hours away, seeing something historic or just something fabulous that you wanted to see. You have the company of lots of other people going to the same place, looking forward to the same things, and chatting with them as you walk around, as you see things, commenting and laughing about things that happen. It's all part of your vacation. You might want something exciting to do. Water sport, you think, do you know, I'll have a go. Because you're on vacation. You're a different you. You're more adventurous, more spontaneous. You might find yourself up in a hot air balloon, or on a jet ski, or on a donkey going up the side of a very steep path along a mountainside. You might spend that vacation time lying by a pool, reading a book. It's your way of completely chilling and relaxing. You'll people watch a bit, see regulars that are there every day, and slowly your routine evolves into a whole vacation routine, completely different from home and totally de-stressing, relaxing for you. There's a cool breeze blowing on your skin, ruffling your hair, and you're enjoying every moment of just chilling. When the last day arrives, make it a good one. Enjoy every moment. Once you're home, don't spiral into the blues when you're back home loading all those dirty clothes in the washer. Tell yourself you've made some fabulous memories that are stored in your mind's library. You can recall them any time, reliving all that happiness you felt. And when you meet up with friends and colleagues from work, they'll all ask you, how was your vacation? And you can tell them all about the things you did, the places you went, the people you saw. You have a whole other way of reliving your vacation memories. I may bring back souvenirs to give to relatives and friends, but I often just want to bring back something small, like a small round pebble from the path that led to the beach. I've done that and kept it sat just below my computer screen at work, so it's a reminder of a happy vacation. And I can pick it up and feel the smooth surface and remember the happy times. Then it'll start me planning my next vacation, thinking about whether I will go back to the same place or whether I'll go somewhere new. I think that's a dilemma a lot of people feel, because once they start to make friends and really enjoy staying in a certain place and seeing a certain beach or certain scenery, they want to see it again and they want to meet up with the same friends. Although these days, if you meet somebody on vacation, you can still keep in touch with them by using video chats, and that keeps that going until your next vacation. Or you might even invite them to come and stay in your city and experience where you live. I think if you ever act as a tour guide to someone around your own city, you often see it with different eyes, because they'll comment on things and you'll think, oh, I never really thought of that. I take it for granted because I live here. When you do get back home and back to work and into your daily routine, it's not easy at first. There's definitely an adjustment period when you don't want to be there. You want to still be on vacation. But then you know you can't be on vacation all year round. And by doing the job and the work, that's how you earn the money to go on the vacation. Sometimes you will see things in a completely different light. Sometimes when you were on vacation, you were more yourself than anywhere else, because there is no expectations of you being a certain way or acting as the role that you are in the job rather than just yourself. And sometimes people will go back to work and think, this really isn't for me anymore. I feel like a square peg in a round hole, and I just think I need to make a change. So sometimes a vacation can have a knock-on effect, that you reassess your life and decide that your career isn't perhaps as fulfilling as it used to be, and that you want to try something different. You might decide you want to retrain as something completely different and start doing that with a night course that you can do in the evenings. You might just be prompted to start applying for other jobs, and that could give you a sense of self-value Because obviously if you're getting lots of interview offers, then you think, hey, you know, I'm really good at my job and there's other people out there that might appreciate it more. And you might want to do the same job but in a different location with different people to start over and feel it's a fresh start somewhere else. There's always a learning curve with that, but sometimes it's something that you want. Other times you may just go through a couple of weeks of feeling a bit down and feeling a bit blue, and then you're so back into the routine that you don't think about it anymore until the time rolls round to book the next vacation. The middle ground is that you can't quite let go of the vacation, so you start looking and planning and at least making some notes on what you might do next year and the places you might go, and maybe put it on your fridge or on a notice board somewhere, so that when you look at it you think, oh yes, I'm planning that now, and that offsets you feeling a bit blue. And of course there are seasonal things that happen, like Christmas and Easter and New Year and things, which will sometimes jolly you out of feeling blue because you're busy buying gifts for people for Christmas. You might be visiting relatives or other things start happening, and your mindset of always wanting to be on vacation slowly drifts a little bit into the background, and work doesn't seem quite so bad. It has good days, it has bad days, but it doesn't all work. Sometimes different changes happen. Sometimes when you've been on vacation, you change the colour of your clothing, because you might buy a really bright t-shirt and people might comment while you're on vacation how great you look in it, or that blue is your colour, or green brings out the colour of your eyes, things like that. And then you might go back home and open your wardrobe and everything is grey and black, and you think, do you know what? I don't want to wear that stuff anymore. And you might go and buy all a different colour and change how you look, just because you had a vacation and you changed, because you became this brighter person that didn't want the same things. Vacations generally are very positive for us as people. We get to have a change of scenery, experience new, exciting things, and that always brings us happiness and joy and wonderful positive feelings. So having a vacation each year, even if you stay at home, is a wonderful thing. If you do have a staycation where you stay at home, and sometimes that's budget, sometimes you just can't afford to go away, and that's absolutely fine. You can still make that a vacation at home, not do the usual things, have time off from chores and errands, and just be. Just read your Kindle, just go for a walk and sit in a park and just people watch. And you might even be able to afford small day trips, so you can do a trip like that just on a bus. Go to the next town and have a wander around, see what it's like. Just enjoy being you. You might even start a project at home. It might be fulfilling for you. You might want to paint a room in your house. You might want to give your garden a makeover. There are all kinds of vacations. Some people will go and visit relatives that they don't normally have time to see, and that will involve doing makeover type DIY tasks with that relative, especially if it's an elderly relative that might need some help at their home fixing the front gate or wiring in an alarm system, things like that. And if you can't do it yourself, it might be something you can organise for them, to get someone to come in and help them to do that. And of course it gives you the opportunity to share some of their time and be in their lives for a week, and that's rewarding too. I think often if you don't see elderly relatives for maybe a year, when you see them again they look a lot older, and that makes you more conscious of that you want to spend a bit more time with them. It's one of those hard responsibilities that if you live a long way from a relative like that, you cannot be there every single week. But at least we have video calls now. You can video call them and be more involved in their lives by doing that. And yes, I know elderly people aren't so good at pressing the right buttons to get the video call going, but that's something you could teach a relative when you're visiting, so that they are okay with it and have it all written down, so that when you're back home they can do that and you can still keep in touch. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please comment on where you went on vacation this year, or where you were going if it's later this year. I would love to know all the places that people are planning to go to this year. So wrapping up now, please like, comment and subscribe, share with a friend and come back next time. Bye for now.